Hi Aries, this is your friendship reading. Keep in mind that this is a general reading and this will not resonate for every single Aries out there. Also, if you guys happen to like my channel or my videos, please watch the video that I created. It's on the playlist My Thoughts. It's basically just talking about what I want for this channel, what my end goal is for this channel, and why I do the things that I do. So if you guys are interested, please check that video out. Thank you so much. Now let's begin. As you can tell, Aries, I already went and pulled some cards for you. I was kind of curious to see what kind of dynamic we're going to be playing into. And when I first pulled these cards, I didn't even notice the buffalo until I removed, because the deer was on top of it. So I wanted to kind of mention that it feels almost like, at first, my first thought was this is kind of a weird energy. I don't know why I feel weird about it. And then I saw the buffalo and then it all made sense to me. So what I am sensing here, Aries, is I'm almost feeling like it's an odd dynamic, because my first initial thought was it almost felt like you didn't have support. So this is kind of what I was sensing, that these are two feminine-like energies and these are two more masculine-like energies. And what kind of first dawned on me was it was a couple friends. So meaning like you and your spouse, and then your friend and their spouse, and it's like you guys are friends, right? You guys might go out to dinners and things like this. Now, this is obviously not going to resonate for every single Aries out there. If this isn't for you, then you can just kind of click off, because that's what I'm sensing here. In this dynamic is that it's a friend, spouse, and it's like your spouse is kind of in the mix there, but your spouse is kind of doesn't rock the boat, kind of pulls away. They might get up and go and walk away from the conflict. They might not really like to join in on the conflict. But what I'm sensing here is that it's almost like you are friends with somebody and their spouse, and I'm sensing, again, it's more of like a masculine, more like energy. Doesn't make it, mean it's a guy or anything, but it almost seems like this person is very, this person can just be kind of an a-hole for no reason. It almost seems like this person always has something going on with this individual. It always causes issues. It seems like this person likes to stir the pot, or stir the honey pot. But it feels like that. It just really feels like this person likes to cause drama. This person sticks his nose into places that doesn't belong. It seems like this person always likes to pick a fight. But it's like the buffalo, it almost feels like that's your spouse, and this person just lets it roll off their back. They don't really care. It almost seems like the buffalo, again, likes to try and keep away from conflict, but it almost feels like this person is hiding behind, it's almost like, because the deer, I'm sensing that this is a couple and this is the couple, right? So when I shuffled, it was below the deer and it popped out like this, but it was like perfectly aligned. So when I went to pick it up, that's when it slid, and that's when I realized there was another person, because it felt like there was something going on. Like it felt like the energies were weird. And for some of you, oh, okay. This is messed up. So this, oh god, this is gonna only be for a small few of Aries, okay? Don't freak out. I don't think this is gonna be for everybody. I was sensing that these two could be, and I kind of figured that one of you is aware of the situation, whether, okay, these two could be sleeping around and cheating on you too. So I'm feeling like the bear might know that the bear might know that the deer is cheating on him with the buffalo, right? But the lamb might not know. And I was sensing that some of you might be the lamb. Now, that's not going to be for everybody. And if you are, say, the person that didn't know and will find out, you're probably going to find out due to this bear. Because this bear seems pissed for no reason, and that's one of the reasons I'm feeling that. But they're doing it in a way where it's secretive, and this person figured it out. But this person still has complete trust and has no idea. And I'm sorry if that is for anybody who finds that out, because that's a messed up situation. Because it feels like that's not only a betrayal from your spouse, but also your best friend. That's a little effed up. And that's not going to be, obviously, again, for every Aries out there. Hopefully that's not very many. For others of you, it could just be that the buffalo might take the deer side, and you might be more understanding of both sides. So it might not actually be anything like really between them, but maybe this buffalo just doesn't like the bear, and the buffalo is going to take the deer side because the buffalo just doesn't like the bear. But it just feels like there's some kind of internal conflict inside of a friendship dynamic that is like two friends. And it almost seems like the buffalo is friends with the deer, and the buffalo is friends with the bear, and the lamb is friends with the deer, and the lamb is friends with the bear. But it seems like the bear is the one that's causing some conflict. But the reason the bear is causing some conflict is because maybe the bear knows something, and the bear is just being passive aggressive, or maybe it's because the bear is just an a-hole, just a person who just likes to cause conflict, and that's it. But I'm not really sensing, for some of you guys, like, yeah, the buffalo and the deer might be doing some inappropriate things, but for others of you, it's more like the buffalo and the deer, they might have more conversations, and maybe the lamb and the bear feel left out. So maybe it's like, you know what I mean? So it feels almost like the buffalo and the deer are close, and the lamb and the bear are like there, So the lamb gets stuck with the bear, and the bear gets stuck with the lamb, and it feels like if you're the lamb, because I'm sensing for my Aries, you guys kind of are, you might complain to the buffalo saying, well, you're always spending time with the deer, and I'm always stuck with so-and-so talking to them, and I don't want to sit there and, talk to them or entertain them, or it gets awkward, or it's just something weird. But there's like the bear there, and it feels like there's just some kind of off dynamic. But I guess let's see. What is my Aries dealing with? So we have the King of Cups, the Knight of Coins, the Magician, the Ten of Swords, the Star, this Eight of Staves, the Judgment, I feel like these need to come all the way out. Okay. The Two of Cups, and then we have the Seven of Cups, and we have the Strength card. Okay. So, for some of you guys, this definitely is like, I'm just picking up different groups of people, you know, different circumstances, but it still is kind of the same dynamic to some extent. But I feel like what's going on for some of you guys is, I feel like you almost feel hurt because you kind of feel left out in the equation when it comes towards this connection and friendships. It almost feels like you feel like you can't really do anything. It causes a lot of pain though, because I think you've expressed to yourself, like to you and your partner, how you feel about that dynamic. Maybe the bear says hurtful things to you, but the buffalo and the deer don't defend you. I just have to put that out there too. For some of you, that's just it. But there's like healing that needs to take place. But you've tried to communicate it with people, but it seems like they just brush it off, or they just laugh about it, or they just make light of it, because it feels like you're not getting, it almost feels like you're not being really truly heard, Aries, in this situation. And you've kind of come down to a decision, and I think that you have already figured out what it is. Because it taken you to be kind of strong in this situation. But yeah. Also, I was sensing that this the bear could be domineering, and maybe the not the deer, the well, maybe the deer. But I was also sensing like maybe there's a person in this equation that can be very domineering, could be very like people can, like this person could be very inconsiderate of your feelings or this relationship in a way. It seems like this person just doesn't take you seriously. It almost kind of feels as though for some of you, okay, for those of you that it resonates with, say, yeah, this did happen to me, and I found out my best friend was cheating on me with, like, my husband was cheating on me with my best friend, or vice versa, or whatever, or my boyfriend or girlfriend, or something like that, right? If that's, say, the case, because for some of you guys, that's the case, that these two people were cheating on you and this other person, and that was pretty messed up. But I'm sensing like a sense of betrayal and a lot of hurt, and feeling like these relationships can't be fixed. There's like a real sense of healing that needs to take place, because it feels like you've tried to talk to these people, and then they could have blocked you and just said screw it and made their relationship open. It could be like that, because it's interesting is everybody is earth here, because if you look at this, the lamb, the buffalo, the deer, and the bear, they're all earth elements, and it seems kind of like you were all friends, you all were close, right? This was a close betrayal for some of my Aries, and this has taken you a long time to get back out there to date, or to ever really put yourself back into that position because of that. And I'm sensing that it was mostly due to your friend betraying you too, because you really trusted this person, and that really messed you up, and you had to chose to move on, and you were determined to move past it, but it was a burden, and you've carried this burden ever since, it feels like. But it's because you're carrying all that pain. but you think that you accepted, you think you accepted what has happened, but you are still having to learn and grow from it. There's still some things here that you haven't quite accepted. There are things that you wish that you could change that you couldn't. And I'm sensing for some of you guys, you felt like you've lost a sense of justice in this situation. And for those of you that this didn't happen and say there was no affair, there was no betrayal when it came to that, it just feels like, it almost feels like you're afraid to say anything because you're afraid of what these people might, how they might respond to you. Because it almost feels like, Aries, you might hold a different opinion than everybody else. But the bear is just, I'm sensing that the bear is kind of an issue towards you. And you just don't like this person. I'm really feeling that. You just don't really like this bear. And that's caused you to have to really, in a way, like, you try to be civil, but it's hard. It almost feels like this, you tolerate a person, you tolerate your best friend's spouse or boyfriend because you love your friend and you want to support your friend, but you think that your friend just, in a way, your friend defends this bear or just tries to make excuses, and perhaps your person just doesn't want to get involved with it, because that's kind of what it feels like. Okay. So this might make more sense too. So your spouse or this bear, I'm sensing for some of you guys, is just irritating. And it takes a toll and it takes a labor on you because you have to deal with this person, I think, a lot more. For some of you, this could even be like your sister and their spouse, or, you know, because I'm sensing that you're like two feminine energies and two more masculine energies. But whatever it is in this situation, it's taking a toll on you, mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm sensing that a lot of my Aries feel drained, especially like emotionally and mentally. Like, you just, it's hard for you to really, some of you, it's even hard for you to get up in the morning or to even do certain tasks because you just feel tired. But it's not like a physical tired, it's like an emotional tired, it's a mental tired, you know what I'm saying? It's like tired from the inside. For some of you guys, like I said, this person is married to this individual or you're married, but I was sensing marriage. I felt like there were two couples that were married and they're friends, but there was like disputes. For some of you guys, it could be the bear, or somebody in this situation has bad health and can use that against the others. This could be like mental health issues or just actual physical health issues, and this bear or this person uses it against everybody in the group. And because of that, it ruins everyone's fun. It also makes the deer feel like they have to do more for this person, and maybe this person does a lot for this individual, and this bear walks all over this person, and you don't like how their spouse might treat them. And that causes conflict because for some of you guys, it's like a home situation of what's going on with this person. And it could also be like occupation. Like, so for some of you guys, you could work from home or somebody could be working from home and they don't do very much work. It's like, or, you know, but I'm sensing kind of like this person either sits on their butt all day and do nothing and say that that's a full-time job by cleaning the house or doing all these things. It feels just like, and for some of you guys, this could actually be like a very feminine guy and a very masculine woman, and she could be domineering, and she could be making him like she might be the one that sits home all day and calls that a job or all these different things. It just feels like there's something here where there's a control dynamic in the relationship, and it's toxic, and it's a tough cycle, it feels like, because it almost feels like there's a party that feels very much so trapped, whether that's you or this other person, but I'm sensing that like the deer or the lamb feels kind of trapped in the situation, but the deer feels trapped either way. I'm getting it from every standpoint. This deer feels guilty or trapped in some sense, and the lamb is either affected by this greatly, because I am sensing it is affecting you, if this is like a person you care about, or say that you've been cheated on with, or you've been betrayed in some way. Either way, I am sensing that this bear is affecting everybody in the group, but the deer um is affecting also quite a bit as well. It's almost like these two are drama queens, or these two feed off of each other's dysfunction, and it bleeds into your relationship with your spouse, and it's causing a lot of conflict in the home, with maybe your job, your marriage, your health. It's a very toxic situation, and you're gonna have to probably get out of it, because it feels like it might be like thoughts of what this person is doing. And maybe you've messaged this person and tried to express your concern for them and the family and what they're going through, but you're trying to like help them. Maybe for some of you, they're poor and you try helping them out. And for some of you guys, maybe this person, maybe the bear is too prideful to accept your offer. Things like that. It just feels like there's something there where the bear is like, no, I can do this myself. It feels like for some of you, this bear doesn't want to take your charity. It's something like that. But that's kind of what I'm sensing for this dynamic. Hopefully this makes sense for you guys, but that's really all I have for you. So thank you, Aries, for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you. Bye.